Today I want to share with you guys a personal story. About 10 years ago, during my senior year in college, we went on a trip to Ventura Beach. We rented paddle boards, and I wanted to do my own thing. I kind of went out into the sea, and as I'm sitting there and meditating upon the beautiful creation, I'm looking at the world, I'm looking at the beauty of the world, I realized that it's time to head back. It's Friday afternoon, and as I'm heading back, I realized the more that I paddle, the board is not going straight. It's making 360s. And I had to go right, left, right, left, right, left. And I'm asking myself, what went wrong? And I finally, after 40 minutes, get back to the shore, and someone points out to me that my board is flipped. The front is the back, and the back is the front. Now, if I didn't get that piece of information, I would have left that day thinking that this is the most boring and terrible thing in the world. I wouldn't have known that I was the one that did something wrong. And therefore, I would have had a misconception of reality. With this, we can understand in this week's Parashat, Parashat Tazria, the Parashat speaks about a punishment that is a little bit hard to understand why the Torah speaks so much about this punishment, especially considering that it's something that God eventually took out of the world. Today, it's very uncommon. So, through this, we can really understand what the punishment is about. In actuality, all suffering, all punishments that come to us, they're not really God chasing after us with a hammer. No, it's actually God giving us the red light, God giving us that alert that something needs to be changed. We're doing something wrong, and if we continue doing that something wrong, it's not going to give us the results that we want in life. So back then they had that great gift where God would tell them, hey, something here is wrong. But a question still arises. Why such a harsh punishment? We see that the person who had this illness would have to leave, disconnect himself completely, be alone for 7 days until he got purified from this. And not only that, we also see that anything that he would touch would become contaminated, would become impure. The house that he was in would become impure. Many things were affected by his punishment. And I think the reason for that is to really look into the word of this punishment, which in Hebrew is called metzorah. It's from the same lashon of motzira, which means the person is radiating negative energy. And that's the exact opposite of a person's purpose in this world. We are brought into this world to constantly radiate light to others, to give good energy to others with our speech, with our actions, with our thoughts, with the way we see things. And the Torah is teaching us in this week's parasha that a person that's constantly radiating negative energy needs to leave, needs to stop, needs to reset his motherboard so he can come back to the world with positive energy. And we have to understand that it's been also proven scientifically that the way we see things has an effect, meaning it's not just what we say, it's also the way we look at things. And in actuality, what the Torah is coming to teach us is that we have to sit, take time, and really focus in our thoughts to make our thought process much more positive. Because the Pasuk says, which means that from our default state as children, we are connected to negative thoughts. And therefore we have to go and refine ourselves, have to go take a tweezer, pick up the thoughts and think for a second, is this a good thought? Am I thinking the right way about this person? If not, then take the time and fix it, because we have to see ourselves in a positive lens. We have to see the world the way God treats us. And when we live and we radiate that energy, then automatically we're going to be bringing back to us different good things into our lives. Wishing everyone a Shabbat Shalom.